It's Hockey Prospect Radio, brought to you by ECAC Hockey, the leaders in hockey on and off the ice. Learn more at ecachockey.com. We're happy to bring on Shayne Gostisbehere, defenseman for the Carolina Hurricanes, but alumni of Union College and a former member of the ECAC Hockey family. Shayne, thanks for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to get an alumni on that's still currently playing in the NHL, because I'd like to get your thoughts about, if you think back to your time, coming out of Kent into, ECAC hockey, which I think if many people don't watch that conference, it's actually one of the more grittier conferences in college hockey. There's a lot of older players and a lot of players that come in and that are a little bit bigger, stronger, faster, and they play a little bit more of in some cases, that pro style game because it's a little bit harder to play. And defensively, I think a lot of the teams play a more structured system. Can you talk about jumping into the ECAC and with Union College that freshman year, and how did you have to learn to be able to adjust, like, mentally and emotionally, balancing academics and then playing time?
Yeah, I mean, just coming out of South Kent as an 18-year-old, I wasn't really expecting to go in as a true freshman, but Rick Bennett, he wanted me to go in, and I was super excited. I mean, I don't think my mom was, because I was probably like 150 pounds, but like you said, the ECAC is definitely, I would say, more of a veteran conference compared to all the other college, conferences out there. Just because, it's not where all the, per se, the first rounders are going to Hockey East and, those top 10 picks and these young studs were going. And, I think it structurally helped me, transition to pro and, get my feet wet, playing college hockey for the first time, just because it allowed me to, mature my game from, going obviously from high school to, college hockey was a big step. And, I think it helped my game overall.
Can you talk a little bit about balancing the academics with hockey? Because, Union College has high expectations of what your academic prowess needs to be, what your grades need to be. So there's a constant pressure of maintaining your grade point average, but then you're a student athlete and you have to manage your time and the expectations of your hockey team as well, with practice and working out and games. And, you're working hard all during the week, and all of a sudden you got a Friday, Saturday game, and then you're right back, barely half a day left, and you're right back into, the fire again of getting into the classroom.
Yeah, I mean, like, absolutely. I mean, it really, prepared me, not only on the ice, but off the ice, with, preparing for school, preparing for classes. I mean, I'm not going to lie, when I first got to Union, it was very difficult, academically. I wasn't expecting it to be so challenging, but, you find that balance, through help with your teammates, your coaches. They give you every tool possible to succeed, obviously on the ice, but off the ice as well, academically. And, indulging yourself in the culture of the school and the community. It just really allowed us to, blossom as, not only hockey players, but as human beings as well. And just, becoming a, better all around person.
Did you find that you had to adopt some greater self-discipline in terms of understanding these are the things I have to do, I can't do other things, and building those habits so that changes your behavior? And how much of that with the academic work help you with your on-ice performance, not only at Union College, but as you progressed and moved into the pro ranks?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anyone who plays hockey, time management is a big skill that we have. We like to be on time. If you're not 10 minutes early or 10 minutes late. So sort of say, but, I think for me going to, Union, I went to a small boarding school and everything was just right there and we wouldn't really miss school or anything. But, when you're going on these road trips, you're leaving Thursday, you might be missing a couple classes, but, you have to, find a way to, obviously make it all work. And like I said earlier, Union gave us all the tools to succeed. We had tutors, we had all these resources that allowed us to, succeed on and off the ice. And, I think that was a big thing that, allowed me to, sharpen my time management skills and allowed me to, use these skills, as I say, as an adult and, I go into the professional ranks.
Do you find that going through all that time management and then looking at it from a perspective of, this is going to help build up my habits, so that, did you find that all the things that you learned those 3 years in Union actually helped you take that step into the American Hockey League, then to the NHL, because you build up all the self-discipline and these habits where it just became automatic. You didn't have to really think about it. This is what I need to do when we're going to get it done. And you find that helped you on the ice too, of like learning new systems or adjusting to new teammates or different things that the coaching are asking. Was it easier for you to do that and make it become behavior, because although that habit building sort of formats and models you learned in ECAC hockey?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hockey players are creatures of habit. Routine is everything, I think, for us. I mean, certain guys take it to a different extent. But for me, I think just, doing my thing every day, it becomes habit. It allows you to, be dialed in. It's a game day. I have my routine and I'm going to do it. It becomes habit. And then, I think it really helped me with that in the sense that, I've been on a couple teams now over the past 5 years, and, I'm going to new organizations and I'm learning new systems, and it just allows me to jump in and, find that routine, find that, that habit that just lets me, fit in seamlessly.
You find, if you noticed throughout the NHL, not all the ECAC guys get drafted high, but there's a lot of ECAC players that come in that are signed as pros after their like senior year, and they end up filtering into that sort of fourth, fifth, sixth defenseman, that third and fourth line. Is there something about ECAC hockey or your time at Union where you noticed that there's a certain mental and emotional grit factor that comes along with having to play in that conference?
Yeah, I believe it's a discipline thing. I believe too. It's a regimen that, ECAC hockey is hard nosed. It prepares you for, obviously you don't get the shine sometimes as these other conferences, but it allowed us to, you know, be the players that we are, and it shines through. You might not get the first opportunity or even the second, but when you get your opportunity, you're going to be ready. And that's why I think you see so many guys having success from the ECAC in the professional ranks, just because they go out there, they know their job, they know what to do, and they're reliable. And, that's what organizations are looking for professionally in the NHL, is a guy that I know he's going to do his job night in and night out. And, obviously sometimes, it's rare to find that sometimes these days.
Now, speaking with Kevin Westgarth regarding that as well, and one of the things that he brought up that he thought was really interesting is that the ECAC players, when they graduate, they're now men. They're usually in that 22, 23, 24 range. They've all graduated. They have a degree from either an Ivy League school or an ECAC school. And the coaches and the management find that they're not only, like as you mentioned, highly reliable, but they're low maintenance people overall. They never
Absolutely.
have to worry about them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a maturity thing as well. I mean, when you take a 24-year-old and compare to an 18-year-old or something, there's obviously going to be a difference, but I think you nailed it on the head when, you say the reliable part, or, the maturity. I mean, I think it's just, we're very low maintenance in the sense that, we know our jobs, we're happy to be there and we're happy to do it. And, we're not gonna, stick out, make a scene and whatnot. It's just like hockey players are in general. We don't want the limelight, sort of say, but we're competitors and we want to compete every day.
Well, Shayne, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show. Really appreciate your insight, and good luck through the rest of the season with Carolina.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for having me.
We're going to take a short break on Hockey Prospect Radio. Stay tuned, and we'll be back right after this.